Welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Eli, and the top of today's bedtime story is Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, etc. are more about algorithms than anything else. One more time. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, etc. are more about algorithms than anything else. I could not have said it any better myself. I've kind of talked about this before in the past on some live streams that are kind of buried on this channel, so I wanted to create a pre-recorded video as a bedtime story, especially when I saw a Reddit posting on this, which I'm going to get to here in a second, because that's what happens. That's what's happening nowadays in this crazy modern digital world we're all living in. We are run by bots and algorithms, just like on YouTube. I got great content here. I feel my content is great. I'm a positive creator. I can really help people. I've helped a lot of people. But YouTube very rarely recommends my content out. When they do it, they don't recommend it to that many people. It's really hard to penetrate these algorithms. And a lot of times they don't get things right. They're guessing as to what the best thing is to do. At the same time, what people are not realizing, and the truth of the matter is, these companies have to make money. The algorithm was made more so for the company to make to generate the most amount of revenue, which is what I'm trying to say. So these algorithms were made more so with the thought of, what's going to make us more revenue, right? Okay? Think about that. Same thing with the dating apps, right? Okay? If you find someone right away on a dating app, okay, they lose you as a customer, right? But if, they serve you up different types of people, that you're not compatible with, right? Then you're going to be on longer, probably renew and keep on trying. You'll be frustrated, but you'll keep on trying, right? So let's get to this posting here on Reddit and see what the poster wrote. This is from my favorite subreddit, the Purple Pill Debate subreddit. And the original poster titles this posting, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, OLD, which is online dating, etc., are more about algorithms than anything else. Let's read what this person wrote. I think it's a man that wrote this. I have a friend who is 5'7" and slightly below average. Yeah, average height is about 5'9" or 5'10" for a man. If you're anything less than 5'9" or 5'10" as a man, no disrespect, it's not impossible to find someone, but it's going to be a little more difficult than a man that's 5'9", 5'10", or taller. And you know what? There are a lot of women that only prefer men that are 6 feet or taller, but there's a good amount of women that will also, date a man that's 5'9", or 5'10", or 5'11", as long as the man is taller than the woman in most cases. Some women are okay with dating a man a little bit shorter than them. It just depends on the woman. Everybody has their own preferences and everyone is open to different things. You just have to get lucky and come across someone that's okay with those things, but you're not going to find out unless you're on these sites and apps for a while and you luckily match or connect with these of the right women, which is what I'm trying to say. So I have a friend who is 5'7" and slightly below average looking, but seems to get dates all the time because he probably has a great attitude. He's probably in great shape, wears nice clothing, and the women he's probably attracting are women that are 5'3", 5'4", around there, because women also like to wear heels. So you gotta, whenever you're dating a woman, you gotta take 3 to 4 inches in heels into consideration. So, like, I'm 5'10", like, usually the tallest woman I've dated, I think the tallest woman I've dated was 5'6". I think my woman right now is 5'6". But other women I've dated are 5'3" and 5'4", right? So there are women out there also that are picky, saying that, okay, Eli, this was in the past, obviously, because I'm a woman now, but in the past, like, Eli, you're 5'10". Yeah, I'm 5'7", but I like to wear 6-inch heels, and I want my man to be taller than me. I came across a woman like that one time, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, in my head, right? But I just said, okay, best of luck to you, take care, right? It all depends. Every individual person has different preferences, right? Okay. Meanwhile, my other objectively better looking friends, 6 feet plus, end up buying Tinder Gold. Well, maybe those guys that are 6 feet or taller are out of shape. Maybe the clothing they wear is not great. Okay. Maybe they don't know how to communicate with women. Because here's the thing, whether you buy the premium package on these apps or use the free version, in many cases, Hinge and Bumble, they have free aspects. Sometimes even now Match.com has a few freebies, right? Okay. If you're a decent looking guy, even an average looking guy, dresses nice, is in decent shape, and you know how to talk with women, you can use the free aspects of these apps, and eventually you'll find somebody that you can date. But a lot of it has to do, with your attitude and how you communicate. And again, you said objectively better looking friend, 6 feet plus. So this guy may be good looking in your eyes, but maybe in the eyes of the women, he's not. And even if he is, maybe the clothing he wears is crappy. And even if he dresses nice and everything is great about him, maybe he has a shitty attitude and doesn't know how to communicate with women. That's what it probably is. And buying Tinder Gold or pay for a premium package is not going to change your shitty communication style. It's not. According to him, he says it's all about algorithm, as he stopped caring about his initial lack of matches. Now, if it's Tinder, okay, Tinder's a hookup site, and unless you're a 9 or a 10 as a man, you're going to get very few matches there. And the women that you meet anyway are going to just either want friends with benefits or the sugar daddy or whatever. If you want to meet some real decent women, Match.com is the best place, and then you can try Hinge and Bumble, right? And maybe eHarmony. Tinder is not a great place to meet women unless you're looking for a hookup and you're like a 8, 9, or a 10 in the looks arena as a guy. And then you got to have some good game on top of that. And it sounds like you guys don't have any game. Let's see. So again, according to him, he says it's all about algorithm, as he stopped caring about his initial lack of matches. Instead, he realizes apps tend to drip feed matches to guys to create artificial scarcity. Well, that's what some sites do, like Tinder, and even a lot of these other sites do the same thing. They try to send you, we feel that you two are most compatible. Like, I remember being on Hinge in the past. That's what Hinge does. We feel, hey Eli, we feel you and whatever the chick's name was on any given day are most compatible. And then you look at the profile, and I'm like, I'm not even attracted to her physically. And what she writes in her profile has nothing to do with what I like. So how in the world are you saying we're most compatible? You see, some companies will throw that in there because it just looks good. It gets you to engage, right? So you got to think about that. He says he ends up always swiping like on everything and having patience as his matches eventually connect. Once matched, he picks and chooses and tells me he crafted an actual script he just repeats with his combos, which lines up his schedule with dates. The artificial thing, dude, is that's just crappy. If you're going to sound like a robot, you're going to come up like a robot. Women are very intuitive, and they're going to pick up on that. But if you have to write a script to respond to these women, maybe you have some game, right? But maybe your game is only online. When you get in person, how's your game with women in person? When I say game, I don't mean playing games and trying to use women. I'm saying even if you're looking for a real relationship with women, you got to have some game, meaning you got to know how to talk with women. You got to know how to, light their fire, baby. Come on, Let's see here. Huh. What happened here? Interesting. Did I just lose my internet connection? I've already loaded the pages, but yeah, it'll reconnect now. Anyway, I have the page preloaded. It says found the internet, says Reddit. Okay, yeah. Wi-Fi lost the signal for a second. Let's see. Where did I leave off here? His experience has caused me to disregard 90% of all online forum theories about online dating at this point. Well, okay, let's see more of his experience. Or experience says. All right. Probably was not clear. He's not keeping low standards, as I've seen his matches and dates, and they're either at or above his league and even height. LOL. I'ma show him this post and see what he thinks. Okay. Edit 3. Okay, I linked my friend the post and he's LOLing right now. Worried it might go to his already inflated ego. But yeah, he says, contrary to myth, he does have standards. And also, he's not drowning in dates. He says he just stopped looking at profiles and just maxes his daily likes and then waits at most 2 weeks till the algorithm decides to give him access to all his matches. He then picks and chooses which one to meet up with, and he explained it's basically a waiting game with the algo. Premium is just to shorten the waiting game. Still, the fact that he's getting matches and dating blows many theories people may have of him. I don't understand. You're saying he's 6 feet plus. He's over 6 feet. He's a good-looking guy, and that the algorithm is giving him issues. See, here's the thing. It's postings like this that confuse the hell out of people. Okay? This is how online dating works. I've been using online dating and now dating apps, which I haven't used in the last 4 months because I'm with someone. I'm just saying in the past I have. I have to be very clear because I want to be true to my lady here. I do respect her. But I've used online dating and dating apps for like 20 years, right? And yes, has it gotten a little harder in the modern world than it was, say, 5 or 10 years ago? Yes, because we now have smartphones, we have more options, and there are more sites, right? And there are even lots of free aspects to dating sites where back in the days, both men and women had to pay. Now, there were, yes, there were some other free ones like OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, but after a while they started to really, what they did was they took away all the attractive people and made you pay for premium to be able to filter out by attractiveness to sort out the women that say they're attractive compared to the ones that say they're average or below average, right? And it's funny, a lot of women that weren't attractive would select attractive, so it didn't really matter. Anyway, but this is the bottom line. Okay, you have to look at dating apps and dating sites nowadays as the law of large numbers. And honestly, the best thing to do is get a Match.com membership for at least 3 months, maybe 6. I'd probably start off at 3 months. And you're allowed to send like 100 messages per day. Even though it says unlimited, they limit you to 100 or 110, 120 messages. It used to be 50, and it's, when I was on Match, which is where I met my current lady, and I've actually met my 3 previous relationships before I met this woman in my 40s. were from Match.com. Match.com has been the absolute best. But this is what you have to do. You got to go and use the search feature, not swipe left or swipe right. Use the search feature, set a radius to within 60 to 100 miles of where you're at. And yes, extend your radius to 100 miles because sometimes you're not going to find a great woman in your area. And then, set your criteria. You can refine it by ethnicity, race, etc., by age, and lots of other by height and all that stuff, by body type, all that stuff, right? And then you got to go through these profiles and send 100 messages a day. And you got to also make sure that you have clear, high resolution pictures. Most of them being full body pictures. If you do like what most women do and some men do, but most women do this, they just show headshots because they've got a lot of extra down below they don't want to show. If you're a guy and you don't show full body shots, women are going to assume that you're overweight and they're going to pass you. Even good women, right? Okay. So have some good clear photos, be in decent shape, wear nice clothing. Show different aspects of you. Maybe show one professional picture, show another picture of you on a hiking trail, show another picture of you in your place. Show pictures that are clear pictures that show you to be a fun and outgoing guy, and guy likes to get out and do things actually. Write a good profile, state in your profile what you like and what you don't like. Be very clear. Say, hey, I'm not here to play any games. I'm not looking to waste any time with someone that's not ready for a relationship. If you're hung up on your ex, or if you have a structured belief system, or if you're a reborn Christian or a reborn virgin. I came across a bunch of those before I met my current lady. I had to put all that stuff in my profile, right? Right? So don't be afraid to put in your profile what you're not looking for, because those women that are what you're not looking for, even if you message them and they see your profile, they're probably not going to get back to you, or they'll get back to you and say, well, I'm, what you're not looking for, right? And that filters things out. Now, every now and then, if you send 100 messages per day, every now and then, you'll have days where you'll get 2 or 3 responses. Some days you'll get none. Some days you'll get 5 or 10, right? And then look at those profiles of the women that responded to you and prioritize which one is your top choice. And then write messages back to maybe the top 2 or 3. And then try to get on the phone and ask for the number, get them on the phone, and see how they are on the phone. And if that's working great, if it feels great, then try to meet as soon as possible, either that same night or the next night, or at least by the weekend, that same weekend. Because if you wait too long, these online things tend to fizzle out. You got to keep it moving forward. Boom, boom, boom. Because a woman that's really into you, guys, or a lady that's really, or a guy that's really into you, ladies, which is what I'm trying to say, they're going to want to move. You're going to want to move the process forward quickly. Forget about the algorithms. Go and just use sites that still allow you to search for people instead of swiping left or right. And even on the swipe left or swipe right sites, even if you swipe left on everyone just because you want to see if you can get as many matches as possible, say you get matched up with some women, they might not be the right women. Or you might get lucky and come across the right woman. All you got to do is go out there and give yourself as many options as possible, and eventually you will find one of the matches you get that'll be dateable, right? I think that's, in other words, what this guy was writing here about his friend, what he does. He bought Tinder Gold and he's swiping left on everything, right? And then after a while, he gets matched up with these women, and then he talks with, them. Let's say he has 10 matches. He talks with 3 or 4 of them, and then, sees which one out of those, or how many out of those 4 want to meet. And if it's 1 or 2, he'll focus on those 1 and 2 while the other 2 decide if they want to meet later on down the road. And maybe he meets up with 1 and it turns into something more, right? But again, Tinder is more of a hookup site. I'm not saying you can't find a relationship on Tinder. You can find a relationship anywhere. But, it's about the law of large numbers. It's about just putting yourself out there and matching with as many women as possible, guys, or as many guys as possible, ladies, and then filtering them out and eventually coming across one woman, guys, that really lights your soul, and then ladies coming across one guy that lights your soul. And when you both light each other's souls, you're going to know it. Then, you finally found someone, that made it worthy, right? It does take time and effort. And I'll wrap up by saying this, okay? Don't let the algorithm control you. You control the algorithm, okay? Don't let the algorithm control you. You control the algorithm, okay? Watch this video over and over again if you're struggling with online dating. Do exactly as I said, and I promise you, if you do it for 3 to 6 months, you will find a good person. You will at least maybe get laid, or at least meet up with someone, or have fun, or whatever, but you will more than likely also find someone that, wants to have something special with you. So I'm not going to read any comments here. It's not necessary because I said enough. I had enough to this. I'm just going to wrap this up here. With that being said, I want to thank you all for taking the time to view another video on this amazing channel, the Coach Eli, Elias, Melas channel. Another video is coming to this channel soon. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. Have yourself the most amazing sleep tonight, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye. Be good to each other.